We're live. Boom. It's really happening, ladies and gentlemen. It's really happening. I don't even know where I put my phone. Oh, here we go. The delay on the actual thing, I think, is like 10 seconds, 5 to 10 seconds. But I just put this up here so like people that are jumping on, like that first couple minutes or whatever when people jump on, it's like I don't want to start talking and then I have to start again here in a few minutes, if that makes sense. So. Delicious. Don't know if you guys can hear us or not, but we got about 50 seconds, and we'll get to it. What's up, guys? Big Z here from On the Fringe Golf. Welcome into our Monday night live stream. Hopefully this will be a little bit better feedback-wise compared to the last one. Now I think we've got this kind of figured excuse me, kind of figured out. So, Jay Rich is not with us tonight. I know, I'm sorry to disappoint those of you looking for him. So we had to find a fill-in, and I think we did a good job. We found ourselves a fill-in. You guys have seen him before on our channel, and we're excited to have him on so I can bullshit with him. So let me introduce you. Hold that thought. Dollar Willio.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. It's been a little bit. I've been on the channel in a little while. Still playing shitty golf, so you guys aren't missing anything.
Well, that makes two of us, buddy. We're both doing that thing. So, but, So what's up, man? You had a pretty cool milestone I saw yesterday. Your daughter turned 16. How does that make you feel?
A little bit terrifying. Old as hell, put it that way. This gray hair was all well earned. We're only 5 days away from kid number 2 turning 12.
Wow.
So that's coming right behind it. Yeah, it's a whole lot of adventure going on over here in my world.
That's awesome, man. Well, I'm glad you could join us here. It'll be a good substitute for Jay Rich, who's off playing Bob the Builder today. So let's get to it. First of all, I want to mention tonight's drink for me is the Razzmatazz. It is a, I don't know, wine barrel aged raspberry sour ale. I don't know. It sounded fancy, sounded good. So, Dollar Will, y'all, what are you sipping on, buddy?
Got a non-branded
Ah.
blue and silver beer, and then we've got a little Pursuit United, a little bourbon. So
a little bit of
want
both.
to say a little? Yeah,
I like it.
You don't want to run out in the middle of a live stream.
I like it. All right. So let's talk a little bit of golf, huh? Obviously, the big point of contention or discussion right now is going to be about Mr. Morikawa, Colin. He was in it, I guess, pretty much after the second round. He was playing in the final group with Louis on both the third and the fourth round. And he started off really slow on Saturday. I think he was 2 over through the first 4 or 5 holes. And then he just turned into a nonstop machine. Homeboy just was. It's fun to watch too because it's just boring golf. He's not out there hitting it a mile. He's just doing missionary no lights golf, and that's the kind of golf I like to watch. What about you?
I think it was great. I think Colin's got a hell of a career coming. I mean, the guy's arguably one of the best ball strikers on tour at 24. I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, if you think about a guy playing your first Open, I mean, you're not supposed to go out and win it, number one. I think that's only happened once in the last probably 15, 20 years. I think early 2000s. I think we had a first-time winner that actually was at the same golf course.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, and
so to come in there and literally just not make a single bogey on the back nine, he just did it with style. I think we're going to see a lot of them from that guy.
Yeah, it's fun to watch him because they talk about his iron play and how he's probably the best iron player since Tiger. And he flaunts it, and to me, that makes him a front runner at the Open Championship every year. Honestly,
yeah, I think there's going to always be courses that set up well for the guy. I tend to feel like we're connected a little bit, so his liability in his golf game is the flat stick, and I'm no stranger myself to the 3 or the 4 putt at times.
But I thought that you bought a really expensive putter that would cure all of those problems.
It was cheaper than yours.
Oh, okay.
We'll put it that way.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. There's not many that aren't, but unfortunately, mine doesn't make many putts for me either. No. So I don't know.
No, something about loft. I'm not really sure what it is, but I think that's the acronym in golf. A lot of loft.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed it. Now, Jordan Spieth, always a fan favorite. So obviously the ratings were there, trying to watch him rally from behind. That bugaboo of his has been those short putts for the last couple of years. And that one on the end of the third round had to, to be sleeping on that overnight, had to be in his head going into the fourth round.
Yeah, I thought what was interesting, I read a little article this morning. So do you think Colin wins it if Jordan pars 17 and 18 in round 3? Because if Jordan pars 17 and 18, he's in the final pairing with Louis.
Okay. Because did he double or he just bogeyed 17?
He bogeyed 17, bogeyed 18.
Yeah. So that's obviously a 2-stroke difference, but that's a good question because it could go either way, right? It's hard to say because Jay Rich. I'm sorry, Jay Rich. God, you got me thinking about my partner here. He's far away from playing in the Open Championship. That's a good question because Jordan, for whatever reason, those short putts have been a bugaboo for him. But if he doesn't do that at the end, I think more than anything, you could even still say he bogeys 17 and he doesn't miss that putt on 18. And I think more than anything that did it. I don't even think 17 was the issue. It's that short putt. That was in his head all day. Although they made a big point of it when he teed off in the fourth round. they were watching him on the first and second and third holes, and he was making them. So, I don't know that it really made that much of a difference, and he still made his charge on the back nine, but you just couldn't catch Colin. He wasn't making any mistakes.
And Jordan got a little sloppy on the front nine, cost himself a couple of strokes early. And on Sunday, when you got a guy that strikes the ball that well, he hit some shots that you see from a link style golf that you don't see from a lot of players that haven't done it a very long time. I mean, you watch Colin all week hit shots 20, 30, 40 yards short on the greens and flat them in and let them run all the way back. He had some fantastic golf shots, and that's what you got to do to win. I think he's going to be a threat for a long time, because I think you got guys like Bryson, for example. Like, the guy wins in tournaments, hits the ball a long way, but his short game it's there or it's not. But a lot of the guys on tour, I think they fight that. Can they get their ball striking at the same time they're putting?
Yeah, it's that magic. Are you on all your elements of your game at the same time? And that's what lets you to win tournaments, because these guys are all so good that if one facet of your game is not on, then you're just not going to win the tournament. You may place well, but winning the tournament requires you to be on all around. And
absolutely. But if you think about, like, that makes it easy for Colin, because his ball striking pretty much always going to be there.
Yeah. So
he puts the flat stick together. He's not long, but he doesn't miss a whole lot of fairways. Yeah. So, a guy like that's scary good and can be real dangerous if he gets streaky with a putter.
Yeah. Now, Brad brings up a good point in the chat. He's asking, what's the drinking word this evening? And I think the word is golf, because we're going to say that a lot. So, golf.
Yeah, I think there's enough bourbon in this bottle left.
Also, he's asking if I'm drinking a wine spritzer. No, but I can. Maybe some Arbor Mist or... When I was a kid,
I hear Arbor Mist is good for vaginosis.
Well, sometimes I need it, my friend. Sometimes I need it. When I was a kid, I used to be like, man, Arbor Mist sounds so cool. I bet that's awesome. And then I found out that it's the most bitch drink you could possibly drink. So no more Arbor Mist for me as I started drinking. But anyways.
Yeah.
Hey, I have a question for you. So, Colin, we said, is obviously a really good player, and he's going to be good for a long time to come. Another relatively young, talented golfer by the name of Brooks Koepka. What do you think, long-term wise, career-wise, who you think has more major championships?
So right now we got Koepka's what? Somebody can fact check me in the comments, I'm sure. He's 30, 31. I think he's probably 31-ish. Yeah. I know Morikawa's 24, I believe. I'm personally probably going to lean to Colin long term. He's got another 6 years. He's only been on tour 2. Doesn't have the injury history that Brooks does. And I think his game, when you look at a pure ball striker, I think that the Open Championships, Augusta, and to a better extent the PGAs, where they try to jack the rough up. A guy like him that can put the ball in the fairway and he's got good ball striking, I think he's got a good shot. But the counter argument there, because he's got 4. That's a very big number when you look at the history of golf. Let me ask you a quick question on this before you answer here, Zach. How many golfers that are currently active have more than 4.5 majors?
More than 5 majors.
So 5 or more that are active.
Boy, that's a good question. Because even Rory, I think, has 4. Man, I really don't think that I know. I would say, I mean, I may even go say 0. 2. Okay. Well, is Tiger still active?
It's just, yeah, I mean, it's just, you got to say the Big Cat's still active.
Okay.
I'm holding out hope as a long-term fan.
I mean, I'm assuming so too. But
and Lefty.
Wow.
Phil's got 6.
Yeah, and
so if you look at it, you got 2 guys that have more than 4, essentially, that are active. I think that number is probably, again, fact check me comments. You guys have access to the interwebs. I don't at my hands. I want to say the total number of guys all time over 4 is like 22, 19 to 22, 23 maybe. I mean, it's when you get to 5, you're in
elite
rare air.
Yeah, elite company. That's crazy. I didn't know that. I guess so. 5 would be your. I guess you could say that's your cutoff for what I would deem a great player.
Yeah. I mean, I think like when you get to 5, you're talking like Byron, Seve.
Yeah.
Like, that's already rarefied air right there.
Those guys don't suck at golf.
Yeah, and that's what makes when you get Jack and Tiger's numbers, it's just asinine at that point.
Yeah.
When you get up into the 18, 15.
Yeah. It's just stupid at that point.
So who's your horse over Brooks or Collin?
Well, one thing that's really interesting and I think is really cool is Brooks reminds me as far as, because, Mr. Nicklaus is known for not just winning 19 majors, but how many tied for seconds or how many top 5s or top 10s, and Brooks is in every freaking major. It's amazing to watch. No matter what you do, you look up on Sunday and there's Koepka on the freaking leaderboard. And so I don't know. I mean, I think what's cool is, as you said, Morikawa's 24. He's won $14 million in 2 years. Like, that
doesn't suck.
It's nuts, man. It's freaking nuts, and it's hard to pick against him. I know not everybody loves Koepka. As Brad alluded to in the chat, he goes, Brooks needs to work on his personality. I personally love it. I love it because it pisses people off, and I'm all about that. If it obviously causes a stir in the golf community, which is not super hard to do. But to do it to the level that he and Bryson are doing it, and while hating each other, but not doing it out of spite of each other, like, it's a weird dynamic between those two because it's a constant, we're fine from Bryson, and Brooks is over here giving a big fuck you to Bryson. It's hilarious. I don't know. Between the two, if I had to pick one, I'd probably go. I'm going to go Collin. I think Morikawa, he's got the all-around game. Again, he doesn't have the distance, but distance doesn't necessarily translate on every course. Courses for horses, and I think that's going to end up helping out Collin in the long run. So,
yeah, I agree. To last little Collin fact here, I actually heard from, I think I read it from DJ Pie from No Laying Up, but I believe it was that he's got 5 wins now on tour in 2 years, 2 majors, and all 5 wins are on a different grass on the greens.
Wow.
He's got a win, I think, on Poana, Bermuda, Fescue, a Rye, and a Bent.
I mean, that's pretty much got them all covered, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you can golf your ball around on every green, you're good to go.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, well, let's move on to the most important subject, which this tournament, if you're not aware, was played in Kent, Sandwich, England. Sandwich, and I believe there is a town, Ham, in Sandwich. So that might be the best place to live on planet Earth, Ham, Sandwich, England. So that got me thinking, what is my favorite sandwich? What is my all-time favorite sandwich? And I don't know, man. That's a hard-ass question because you've got so many different routes you can take it. Now, I'm not going to include burgers in this because those are not sandwiches, although they could technically be counted as. But I don't know. Will, off the top of your head, you have an answer, man?
I'm a simple man, Zach. I like cold beer, I like bourbon, and I like club sandwiches.
Club sandwich is like the OG. That's the OG. Like after a round of golf, there's nothing better than a nice cold beer and a club sandwich. I mean, that's ultimate. Have you? Now I am a fat guy, so I can't go with that. I've got to go with something over the top because that's what I do. And I think if I had to pick one, it's got to be the Nashville hot chicken sandwich. That's just, and it's a new player in the game. Obviously, chicken sandwiches right now are all the rage. But to me, it's got to be that Nashville hot chicken sandwich. You dip it in the oil, the seasoning, and it can be hot as shit. That's the best kind, is when it's like, it burns coming in and going out. That's the best kind of sandwich you can have. And the experience may not be great, but going in, it is so good. So, it's got me thinking. I'm going to look and see if there's a power rankings for sandwiches, right?
There's got to be.
And sure enough, there is. So let me pull that up. Sandwich power rankings. Because there's some on here.
Can I throw out a curveball?
What's that?
Real quick and see if there's one on the power ranking. I might show my age here.
What you got?
Bennigan's Monte Cristo was a hell of a sandwich.
The Monte Cristo, and from Bennigan's on top of that.
Yeah. I mean,
man, I forgot about that.
I'm sure they've been closed for a decade and a half, but that was a hell of a sandwich. Terrible business model, great sandwich.
Fantastic sandwich. Well, let's go to this one here. This is from Funny or Die. Okay, and I don't know if these are ranked in order or not, but they have number one as meatball sandwich, which I don't know. I would say that's a pretty solid contender. I don't know that I'd put it number one. No,
definitely not.
Yeah, peanut butter and Nutella. I don't know that I've had a peanut butter and Nutella sandwich, but that sounds fan-fucking-tastic.
I'm going to throw it out there. I've never had fucking Nutella in my life. So,
what did you just say to me?
There's the take of the day right there.
Oh my god. Well, shit. I know what our next video together, Will. I got to bring you some, man.
Yeah, I'm in.
It's terrible for you. That's why it's so good. It's just straight. It's like you take peanut butter, which is already not great for you, and then you just make it worse. I don't know what's worse, cookie butter or Nutella, but they both cannot be good for you. That's all I know. So,
I'm in.
That's solid.
Down to try.
Let's kind of skip through here a little bit. Let's see. How about an Italian sub sandwich?
Yeah, I mean, depending on how it's done. I'm a big sopressata fan.
Oh,
give me some good cured Italian meat.
Some capicola.
Yeah, what you said. I'm not getting any Italians in the comments mad at me.
Okay, so where do you rank a knuckle sandwich?
I mean, it's got to be up there, depending on if you're giving or receiving.
Right. Well, it's that way with a lot of things that we talk about on this channel. So, it could go multiple ways. Yikes. But anyways, I think there's just so many options. Tuna sandwich, some kind of fancy cheese and fruit thing. There's got grilled cheeses, hell, even chopped brisket sandwiches. There's just so many ways to go. Another one that just my last parting sandwich would have to be an Italian beef sandwich. Real deal Chicago Italian beef. You get it wet, which is how I like most things in my life. Don't ever get it that way, but that's the way that I like it, and that's fantastic.
I'm going to pretend you said golf there and just drink.
Well, yeah, that's the thing with these live streams.
It's been a while.
It's so new, I forget that I should be drinking right now. I played that beer pong with myself. I played with myself the other day, and I
I mean, it was no surprise that you can't hit a fucking flop shot onto a wall, but I don't think any of the well over 1,000 subscribers you guys had that was surprised in any way, shape, or form on that
which is
one.
unbelievable. I am a wedge wizard, Will.
You're something. You're something.
For those of you that don't know, Will and I have played a lot of scramble, events together. We've played a lot of different team events, whatever, together. And whenever it's a scramble and I've got a wedge in my hand, I basically don't even need to hit. It's whatever Will does is what we're gonna end up with. So he's well experienced in the matter.
The only problem with our team play is that's the only fucking thing I do. So if you're having an off day, we're
oh god. So definitely something that I think we're gonna try and get around in sometime this week. That'd be nice if we could do that here, Will. We'll see what happens. So let's take a look at some of these comments here. First, for sandwiches, typical lunch is a ham sandwich, crisps, and a glass of Diet Mountain Dew. That's a salt. Now, ham sandwich is, again, that's Missionary No Lights, which, hey, I'm all for it. I play Missionary No Lights golf, so why not play Missionary No Lights in my sandwich? You know? Oh, shit. Yeah, sorry.
I am going to award 3 points for Chris, because if you're coming from across the pond for the live stream, you're dedicated. You're staying up way the hell past your bedtime. Cheers.
Well, I will say that Aiden is actually here in Houston. Aiden, I've actually ran into him once, and really cool guy, and I'd love to get him on the channel, but he was out there at Cinco Ranch, and really good guy. So he does live here. Now, where he's from originally, I don't have an answer to you there, but if it's saying crisps, it's got to be somewhere across the pond, I would imagine.
Fair bet.
Now, Brad, I think, is on a bit of a delay, but he's given you a Bennigan's, you are old, which I cannot deny is true. Yes.
Fucking gray hair. My hairline's running away faster than I can age.
Right. Yes, exactly. So
here we are.
You know, it is what it is. Now, okay, so next topic. We just had our 4th major of the year. Right, so now we have the Olympics this coming week, and we have the
9 months of depression.
Yeah, exactly. We've got the Olympics, which I'm going to still try and squeeze one off too. I'm sure I will be able to. But I'm also excited for the playoffs. I would imagine it's gonna be a new winner this year. DJ, I'm not sure where he's at. I haven't checked it recently, but I feel like every time I look at the standings, it's like a new person leading them. Like, how the hell did this person get here? And so it's not going to be a runaway like DJ had last year at East Lake. But along those lines, Will, what is your favorite major? And if you want, I don't think you will, but if you want to include the Players' Championship in there as the Players' Major, you certainly can.
It's the 5th and 14th major, or whatever you want to call it.
It's below the John Deere.
Yeah, I mean it's right in line. Let's see. I mean, there's some pluses and minuses to a few. I think when you're ranking majors, it can be a little tough. I don't know that the Open Championship or the PGA gets enough credit sometimes.
Uh-huh.
I think those majors are hard to judge because courses change. I mean, to be fair, I think when you get some of my favorite golf, it would be a contrast. I'm saying the Open.
The Open.
Okay. It's the only time that we get to see, typically, outside of a year with a ton of rain, but firm, fast golf, different. You get shot making, you get some creativity. I mean, we get 51 fucking weeks a year of lush greens, running 13, soft fairways, just it gets boring.
Yeah.
I can't take anything away from Augusta, just because it's Augusta. So, but I'm sticking with it. I think an Open Championship at Carnoustie or somewhere is always good for a fun weekend.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, obviously, it's fun to see guys putting on greens that we're used to, like on our local Muni, and they're leaving everything short.
Sure.
And it makes me feel like I'm a better putter. Obviously, I'm not, but it makes me feel like I am. Just seeing them struggle with getting the speed right. But it's crazy because they're so good that once they do figure it out, it doesn't matter to them what they're on,
Yeah.
We just got some golf.
Well, this week you saw guys get really aggressive, just for that reason.
Right. Yeah. And it gives them that confidence. They can hit at it and don't have to worry about it coming up short. So
yeah,
that's a big thing for them. If I had to pick a favorite major, I mean, obviously the answer that I think most people would pick is got to be the Masters, right? I mean, that's just it's for a lot of people. It's the beginning of golf season because it signals springtime. You see the green grass, you see all the tradition, the delicious pimento cheese sandwiches and cheap beer, and I'm always a fan of that combination in particular. But I think I'm going to go the U.S. Open. One, because USA. Two,
I don't know if we can be teammates.
Now, two, I just love it because they literally try to kick these guys in the dick as hard as they can every year. And it is the funniest thing when you have, like, a couple years ago, and I forget where it was at. I remember Zach Johnson just lost. It was Koepka's second U.S. Open in a row. I think it was Shinnecock, now that I think about it. Anyways, he goes, oh, these guys lost the green. This is ridiculous. I love it. It's like me bitching about everything at the course, just blaming the superintendent wherever I'm playing. How am I supposed to play in these shit conditions? And it's great. I love seeing these guys struggle, and it just makes me laugh every time. So I got to go with the U.S. Open strictly because of the difficulty.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. I think at the end of the day, U.S. Open, they tend to maybe overcook it sometimes, set it up a little bit, kind of outside of the realm of real golf. But I think you get to really see how talented the guys are at the same time. I think it's one of the tournaments that typically you're not going to see somebody just haul ass and run away with it, which keeps it interesting. For the same reason, the British is interesting, or the Open Championship, or whatever you want to call it today.
Yeah.
I think it really gives you the ability to have the best golfer for the week come out and shine.
Yeah. Speaking of major championships, here in Houston, we've got some good golf courses. Now, in the chat, we had a request to do a vlog at Wildcat, which is Mr. Patel's home course. And no reason that we shouldn't get out there for a major championship.
I mean, I can't say that there's no reason, but Wildcat's good. If you like a lot of line shots.
Yeah.
Wildcat's okay. Didn't we film Wildcat?
I'm not sure if we have filmed out there
together
or not, to be honest with you. I don't know.
Or maybe we started to film and got it halfway through. I mean, that's happened a few times as well.
It happens. It does happen from time to time. So, but I've always enjoyed Wildcat. Those of you guys that are from Houston, leave us a note in the chat. Where is your home course? It's good to know, and we want to play with as many of you as we can on the course. I think it'd be a great time for us to meet our subscribers, for us to, maybe have a beverage or two with our subscribers, because we don't take this stuff too seriously. I think that's what we want. We're not a serious professional golf vlog channel. We're obviously here just calling each other names, cursing each other out. I'm tired of having to do all the work for Justin on the golf course. So just keep that in mind. Also, excuse me. I just think that if we're traveling and you want to play with us, we'll tell you like in advance because we need you guys. Come on the channel. Will's done it. He's not scared to fuck up a shot. I mean, we've all done it, and we can all laugh at you.
Yeah, and if you're on Big Z's team here, he is extremely fucking friendly with the shot tracers. If you guys go back and watch the College Station video, I blew that damn tee shot on the opening hole 70 yards right. But with the shot tracer, it was a very solid fade.
I don't want to throw you under the bus. Obviously, you're doing us a solid being on the video. And now, if any of you guys play me in a scram or in a match play, you bet your ass I'm going to put your shit into the forest because that's where
you get the whole dribble.
Yeah, exactly. Little piss dribble, and we're all going to laugh at it. So,
So I see in the chat there, Aiden is Australian.
Yeah, that's your buddy. So
and British. So Aiden, for you, since I lived with a bunch of Aussies playing tennis through college, so there's a little Aussie, oi, oi, oi for you, buddy.
Cheers. That's awesome. So if you're just joining us, leave us in the chat your age, sex, and location. We're maybe give me a Y or a no if you're DTF. I'm starting to feel a little better here, getting some beverage going. So, I don't even need. I'm
halfway through the bourbon.
Right.
So.
Yeah. I don't even need gender. That's fine. Whatever. We'll try whatever, and we'll go from there. So far we've talked about the Open Championship. We've talked about sandwiches, which ones are the best. We've talked about majors, which one is our personal favorite, and we've talked about giving me your age, sex, and location. So, hey, did you? What's up, Will?
Yeah, I've got a question that's been burning for a while.
Yeah.
Specifically for you.
Okay.
What's your favorite wedge in your bag, and how many times have you hit it dead center?
My favorite wedge in my bag. Well, I don't know that I have a favorite since none of them have treated me kindly. If I had to pick one, I would say it's probably my gap wedge because it's the most consistent as far as numbers go. That's about all I've got for you. That's the only reason why that particular wedge is my favorite. Now, how many times have I hit it in the center? I don't know. I'm assuming you've looked at the face of my irons and my wedges, which is why you asked this fucked up question. But I think the answer is a solid 1, maybe 2. Well, see, here's the thing. I don't want to limit myself, and I don't want to make it to where I have to hit the center of the club face every time. All right? I want to try all over. And so to do that, I just don't ever hit the center of the club face.
Be fair. I mean, as a longtime partner for you, I'm going to go ahead and say your favorite wedge should probably be a 7 or an 8 iron with a putting stroke, and we keep the ball under 6 inches off the ground.
Well, I'll have to try that. I could be a better golfer if I just learned how to hit a fucking wedge shot. But, whatever.
Yeah, but then you're going to run away, and I can't play with you anymore. I lose enough money to your ass as it is.
So I have another interesting question for you. If you guys didn't see, Tyrrell Hatton is one of my favorite tour players. mostly because he keeps it real. That dude keeps it real, and he was trying to make the cut on what day was that? That was the third round, and he hit a 18th hole, hit a shit approach shot, missed the green, and he proceeded to just snap the living shit out of his club in just pure anger. And if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend going to find it. It is hilarious. So my question to you, Will, have you ever snapped a club in half?
I have not,
No.
but I have 100%. I've never snapped a club. I have thrown a driver into a tree and left it.
Oh, so you just said, fuck this driver. I don't need this anymore. It's gone.
To be fair, I threw the driver and it got stuck so high in the fucking tree I wasn't getting it out. It wasn't planned.
Well, I don't know that I've ever gotten to that level, mostly because if you guys have seen me play golf, it's a pretty more relaxed, again, missionary no lights aspect